Good afternoon, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause basically means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When I call your name, please step forward to the podium. Do you have somebody you want to call?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Number 4 in this sheet, Ortega.
Very good. So, Mauricio Ortega. Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth? Or good afternoon.
Buenos días, señor. ¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento o buenas tardes?
3 de octubre del 89.
The 3rd of October of 89.
So you have 3 charges this morning, this afternoon. Possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license.
Señor, usted tiene 3 acusaciones esta mañana o esta tarde. Tenencia de marihuana, tenencia de parafernalia de drogas y manejar con una licencia suspendida.
As to those charges, there is probable cause. Would you like to represent yourself? You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Referente a esas acusaciones, hay suficientes indicios. ¿Usted se quiere representar usted mismo? ¿Quiere contratar a un abogado privado particular o quiere que le asigne un defensor público?
Quisiera defenderme yo solo.
I'd like to defend myself.
State, is there any criminal history?
Yes, Your Honor. Out of state, he has a 2013 possession of marijuana. There's a withhold in 2012 on possession of marijuana in Florida. A withhold on a no valid in 2012 in Florida. That's all I see.
Sí, su señoría, los antecedentes son en el 2013 fuera del estado, tenencia de marihuana, en el 2012 una suspensión del proceso en Florida y una suspensión del proceso por no licencia válida de conducir.
Sir, I have an address for you. Looks like Southwest 69th Street in Gainesville. Is that where you live?
Señor, tengo su dirección, aparece como la de el suroeste, la calle suroeste 69 en Gainesville. ¿Eso es correcto?
Es correcto.
That is correct.
And how long have you lived there?
¿Y cuánto tiempo vive ahí ya?
3 años.
3 years.
And do you have a job these days?
¿Y tiene empleo?
Sí, estoy trabajando aquí en Spring Hill.
Yes, I'm working here in Spring Hill.
What are you doing for work?
¿Y a qué se dedica?
Construction.
Construction.
I set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,500.
Le voy a fijar fianza en $500 por cada punto de cargo para un total de $1,500.
I'll have you back in court on the 5th of June.
Y va a estar de regreso en el tribunal el 5 de junio.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Bien, gracias, señor.
Amanda Gum. Afternoon, Amanda. What's your date of birth?
4/14/86.
Amanda, you hearing a warrant that was signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I would like a public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. I'm going to, the bond on the warrant is no bond. I'm not going to change that. I'll have you back to see Judge Rupi on the 12th of June. It looks like they told you the 5th. We'll have you back on the 12th. And someone from the public defender's office will come see you before you go to court again, okay?
Judge, I would note that their recommendation is 60. I believe that's the maximum.
Right?
She only has 2 days in. I don't know if this is something she wanted us off or perhaps less than the 60.
Well, if she comes back on the 16th, she's going to have 33, right? And that would give somebody from your office a chance to look into it.
Okay.
No harm, no foul at that point.
Okay.
All right. So Amanda, like I said, you'll be coming back on the 12th. PD's office will come see you before then, okay? Thank you. Jason Katz. Afternoon, Mr. Katz. What's your date of birth?
7800.
All right. Jason, I have a warrant for you out of New York City. The judge that issued that warrant found probable cause. Your options here, as far as we're concerned, are these. You're entitled to have an extradition hearing today if you wish. The point of an not today. You're entitled to ask for one. The point of an extradition hearing would be to determine if you're the right Jason Katz and if the New York City Police Department has a valid warrant for your arrest. That process, once it's all done and done, can take up to 60 days. And of course, while you're waiting for that hearing to happen, you would stay right where you are, which is in the Hernando County Jail. You can waive your right to that hearing today if you wish. If you waive your right to that hearing, the folks with the warrant will be notified immediately and told that they have 15 days to come and get you. If they hadn't picked you up in 15 days, they'll bring you back to see me, and then I would determine whether they plan to come get you or not, or whether we got to cut you loose, whatever it is. So I need to know, would you like us to get ready and have an extradition hearing, or would you like to waive your right to that extradition hearing and put New York on the clock right now?
Yeah, I want to put New York on the clock right
All
now.
right, for that, you're going to sign a form for me?
Sorry.
All right, Jason, they're going to teletype New York today. They've got 15 days to come get you. If you're still here in 15 days, they're going to bring you back to see me, and I'm going to find out what's going on, all right?
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Stephen Mack. Afternoon, Stephen. What's your date of birth?
11/8/60.
Stephen, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently, he failed to appear in his courtroom on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 charges. They are sell, manufacture, deliver with intent to controlled substance, possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia, driving on a suspended license, and no motor vehicle registration. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Yes, I would, but also I turned myself in. They didn't arrest me yesterday.
Okay, well,
I just had a ride.
that's awesome. The point here is that apparently you didn't show up in court yesterday when they expected you.
That's what I mean. That's what you're talking about.
Okay, so what that all means is that you probably will never get charged with the crime of failing to appear, but this, of course, is how we get you back on the docket. So, all right, so I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to leave the bonds per Judge Merritt's warrants, which is $15,000, $2,250, $2,500, and $2,500. That's a total of $22,250. I'll have you back in front of Judge Merritt on June 11th. If you get out, you should contact the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail before you go to court again, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. James Patrick.
And Judge, he's got 76 days prior, so he should have 78 too.
Okay. Mr. Patrick, what's your date of birth?
3/3/60.
So you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for violation of probation. The folks at probation are recommending 120 days in the county jail. Public defender tells me you've got credit for 78. 120 days is what, 100 days with game time?
Yes, sir.
So if you want to accept admit the violation today, Mr. Patrick, you'd have about 22 days left to do. If you'd rather have a chance to speak to a lawyer first, I'm happy to appoint an attorney to represent you. What do you want to do?
Okay, now if I do these 22 days, I'm done.
You're done.
I ain't got. Okay, I'll do that.
You're done. Now I'll tell you, this was a DUI. So those DUI conditions that I sentenced you to, if you ever wanted to get a driver's license again, you'd have to do those things like the DUI school. You'd have to do those things, but you wouldn't be under supervision of the courts or anything.
Right. Okay, well, what if I wanted to reinstate my probation?
Well, that ain't happening.
Okay.
So,
Well, then,
so it's take the 22 and get this over with, or I'm going to appoint a lawyer and have you held without bond until you get back to court again.
no, I just do 22.
All right. You understand, by entering an admission today, you give up the right to have a trial to the court, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can resolve your case today?
Right.
Case number 17 CT 33701, do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the admission, find it was freely and voluntarily made, revoke and terminate the probation unsuccessfully, adjudicate you guilty of the underlying charges. If that wasn't done before, sentence you to 120 days in the county jail with credit for 78 days served. It'll be $100 across the prosecution for the state attorney's office, your cost of incarceration. But that takes care of it, sir. There's nothing left for you to do but finish the time, okay?
Okay, what would the end date be? 22 days?
22 days, whatever that is. Today's the 15th, so the 37th of May. That's the 6th of June.
Okay.
All right. Nivaldo Piwan. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
December 27th, 1951.
All right. Sir, the charge this morning is driving under the influence. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
A public defendant, please.
I'll appoint the public defender. State, what can you tell me?
There's a prior adjudication for DUI in 2007.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I see.
Nope. All right. And, sir, I have an address for you on Black Cherry Drive in Homosassa. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
11 years.
Do you have a job these days?
Excuse me, sir?
Do you work? Do you have a job?
I work 1 day a week on Sundays.
Okay, what do you do?
I'm a dishwasher in a restaurant. I'm currently retired. I was an electrician,
Okay.
and I'm retired now.
Okay. I'll set your bond at $500. I'll have you back in court on June 5th. When you get out, make sure you contact the public defender's office right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gregory Roberts.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Afternoon, Gregory. What's your date of birth?
February 12th, 1993.
All right. And Greg, you're here on a warrant out of Pasco County. Judge down there thinks you failed to appear in front of them on a charge of driving on a suspended license, and they set your bond at $513. I can't change that. It's an out-of-county warrant. If you can post that bond, then you can take yourself down to Newport Richey, find out when they want you in court. If you lack the ability to post that bond, we'll let Pasco know right away. They'll have 5 days to come get you. It absolutely never takes 5 days with Pasco. But if for some strange reason you were still here in 5 days, they'd bring you back to see me. I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Okay.
Very good. Thank you. Salvicio. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
1/27/39.
All right, so you're here on one count of violation of conditions of pretrial release. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, you got the public defender on your battery case?
Yes.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender on this case, okay?
Thank you.
State, what do you got?
Your Honor, other than the underlying misdemeanor battery, there is no history and there is an offer.
Okay, what's that?
It would be a withhold of adjudication, fines and court costs on this new violation of the conditions.
Right.
And then a withhold with 12 months probation with early termination, mental health evaluation, and any recommended treatment, and peaceful contact with the victim, Janice Vicio,
Right.
on the original.
Okay. Okay. Sal, the state attorney's office is making you an offer this afternoon to resolve both of your cases.
Okay.
And here's the deal. If you want to plead to both of them, the first one is the battery that involves Janice, and now there's this case that alleges that you had contact with Janice after Judge Rupi ordered you not to. If you pled no contest to those charges, no contest is the plea saying, I don't think I did anything wrong, but I think the state might be able to prove it, and I think it's in my best interest to resolve these cases. If you did that, I would withhold adjudication on both charges. The withhold means you're not adjudicated guilty. I would then put you on probation for 12 months. While you're on probation, you'd have a mental health evaluation. If that evaluation recommended that you follow any particular course of treatment, you would follow that treatment. There'd be fine and court costs in the battery case of $880 and in the new case of $553, and you could pay those off over time. As soon as you got everything done, the probation would terminate early. So if you got busy and got things done, you could get off of probation.
Okay.
Okay? If you don't take that offer, then what I'm going to do is revoke your bond in the battery, and I'm going to hold you in jail without bond until you come back to see me on the 5th of June.
We'll do that.
You want to take the probation?
Yes.
That sounds like an easy choice. All right,
Yes.
You understand by entering pleas in these cases, Sal, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, certainly in a new case. So I'll appoint the public defender in this case. But you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this today and you can get out of jail?
Yes.
Outstanding. And we'll go with you got a case number on the battery?
The battery is 2019 MM1613.
All right. In case number 19 MM1613, Sal, as to the charge of battery, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
I'm not guilty on that. I can tell you that.
Brother, I just told you what a no contest plea was, right? I said, no contest plea says, I don't think I did anything wrong. I think the state might be able to prove it, but it's in my best interest to enter the plea.
I misunderstood you. I misunderstood.
Okay. So I'm asking you if you want to enter a no contest plea to the battery.
I don't know. Yes.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Okay. I'll accept the plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made, withhold adjudication, put you on probation for 12 months, have you complete a mental health evaluation, have peaceful contact with Janice. It's now okay to go back home with Janice. You can, fine and court costs in that case will be $880. I believe there's a public defender on that case, so it'll be a $100 fee. On the new case, it's as to the charge that you violated the conditions of pretrial release. How do you wish to plead?
Well, that's where the misunderstanding is. No contest.
Well, Sal, you're giving me a hard time because I'm not supposed to accept your plea unless it's knowingly and voluntarily made. I get that you don't think you did anything wrong with Janice, but I know for a fact that Judge Rupi told you to have no contact with Janice and you moved right back in with her, right? So that crime you're guilty of, and that's why I can hold you for no bond if you're not going to enter a plea. So your options are limited by your actions. Now, if you're going to tell me that you're mentally unstable and you don't understand what's happening, then that's fine. We can figure that out. If you'd like to get out of jail today and do the probation conditions, then you can do that. And now we're right on the edge of me not being able to take your plea because I don't think it's being freely and voluntarily entered.
Yes, I will do that.
All right, it's what you want to do.
No contest.
See, when you say no and yes in the same sentence, that's a problem for me.
No contest.
Are you sure?
Positive.
All right. As to the charge of violation of conditions of pretrial release, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Yes.
All right, I'll accept that plea.
Yes.
Find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication. In that case, I'll just put you on 6 months of concurrent probation, pay the fine and court cost of $553. So, Sal, they're going to let you out today. By noon on Friday, which is the 17th of May, 2019, you're going to get yourself to county probation and report there to get signed up. Noon on Friday, okay? When you get out, you can call Janice, have her come pick you up. You can have her take you to probation. I think she wants to help you get through all this. And then you two can go back home together. You can get this paid off, and you guys can put this behind you, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
Yes. Okay. Oh, in this case?
No, not this case.
The one before him. Yes. Jason Kaufman.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Afternoon, Mr. Kaufman. What's your date of birth?
4/18/86.
Mr. Kaufman, have 2 charges today: false imprisonment, battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Your Honor, it's only this, and the victim is in the courtroom and would like to be heard on contact.
Okay. Why is this marked as a felony?
I believe it's the false imprisonment.
False imprisonment? Really? Okay. All right. Okay. Very good. So hang on. So Jason, I got an address for you on Barclay Avenue. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
About a year, sir.
And do you live with Grace?
Yes, sir. And her parents.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I'm a golf course maintenance employee at Southern Hills Plantation.
Okay. Grace, your grandson, I'm gonna. Young lady, you want to raise your right hand for me? You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. I solemnly swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Would you state your name for me?
Grace Victoria.
You put your hand out, Grace. Grace, how long have you known Jason here?
Over a year and a half.
Okay. And what is he to you? Boyfriend?
Boyfriend.
Okay.
But I've talked to God about it, and to me, he's my husband.
Okay.
But we just haven't made it official.
Okay. It's not legal. It's
Not
moral.
legal, yeah.
Okay. And are you concerned that he's going to hurt you or harm in any way?
No, I've never been concerned at all. He's never made any attempts. He's never made any threats like that.
Okay.
I was diagnosed with schizoaffective bipolar disorder in January 2018, and he's been helping take care of me.
Okay.
And without him, I don't have anything.
Okay.
We share finances. We share our finances. So we're completely dependent on each other.
Okay. Are you in treatment for the schizoaffective?
Yes, sir. I have to take a shot every month, and I take a Depakote and Klonopin at night as needed.
Okay. And you've been following that regimen? You've been
Yes,
doing
sir.
what you're supposed to
And
do?
he helps me follow it.
Seeing your doctor regular?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And anybody threaten you or coerce you to get you to come here and ask
No,
for
sir.
contact? Okay. All right. So, Jason, here's what I'm going to do. And you stay right there. I'm going to set your bond at $100 on each count. That's a total of $200. Condition of the bond is that you may have peaceful contact with Grace here. It is always a crime to touch her any way that she does not want to be touched. It would now be a violation of your conditions of pretrial release to so much as raise your voice. Any contact that you have with her while this case is pending must be able to be described as peaceful contact. If it can't be described that way, it's a violation of the terms of pretrial release. And if I find out about it, you can be put back in jail without bond. Jason, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Grace.
Yes, sir.
If for any reason, while this case is pending, he gives you cause for concern or makes you nervous or worried or you're upset about something, because he's raising his voice or touching you in a way you don't want to be touched, you call 911.
Yes,
It
sir.
will come just as fast as they ever would. None of this changes any of that, okay?
Yes, sir.
If he's giving you a problem, we're going to take care of it.
I was just irate. It's just my med.
And it's okay. You don't have to tell me about what happened.
Okay.
I get it. Been doing this a long time. I understand relationships. I'm on my third wife. Okay? I get it. But going forward, he needs to understand that he's got to behave himself. And you got to know that if he's not, you let us know. We'll take care of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jason, you'll be back in court on the 11th of June. Very important that you contact the Public Defender's Office when you get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Grace.
Thank you.
Stephen Klein. Afternoon, Stephen. What's your date of birth?
August 13th, 1976.
All right, Stephen, we've got resisting an officer with violence, battery being domestic in nature, and criminal mischief. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Private defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD, Steve.
Yes, Your Honor. In 2018, he was adjudicated for petty theft, and he was recently released from DOC. Looks like that was in April of 2017. He also had a failure to appear from 2015, driving while license suspended in 2016, possession of a controlled substance for which he was in DOC, and the release date on that was 2014. He also has possession of marijuana in 2013, a release from DOC in 2011 for an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. He has an adjudication for synthetic cannabinoid in 2012. He has probation violation in 2010, possession of a weapon or ammo by a convicted felon in 2010, a battery in 2010.
He's about 20 years old.
2010 is 9 years ago. Your math is bad.
Oh, 9.
You be quiet. I haven't asked you any questions. You'll know when I want you to speak because I'll be asking you questions.
Yes, sir.
An aggravated battery in 2010, an adjudication in 2009 for another driving while license suspended, DUI in 2009. He has a release date of 2009 for trafficking and stolen property, so multiple prison.
Okay.
I can go back there.
That's okay. Stephen, I have an address for you in Ashland Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah, yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
15 years.
And does Miss Murphy live there as well?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir. I'm a mason.
All right. Set the bond on the resisting with violence at the schedule, which is $5,000. On the battery at $2,500, and the criminal mischief at $1,000. That's a total of $8,500. Condition of the bond on the battery is that you'll have no contact with Miss Murphy while this case is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact with her any social media. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine getting a message to her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you will be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she'll be allowed to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and request that the charges be dropped. She may tell them she's not interested in pursuing this matter. But that decision rests solely with the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or your lawyer or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I'm going to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you would get new charges for violating the injunction. You'll be back in court on June 11th. Very important that you contact the public defender's office if you get out of jail. If you can't get out, they're going to come see you before your court date. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
All right. And jail that, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you, folks.